Hey everyone, it's me, Forever Brats, aka Justin, back with a brand new video after an entire year of me being absent on YouTube. I know it's been a hot minute since I've posted on my channel, and that's mainly because I've just been busy with life outside of YouTube. I've just been focusing with some personal stuff. I've been focusing on my education, other projects that were outside of YouTube and so on and so forth. But I'm back with a brand new video, and I think this is probably the first time I've actually done something like this on my channel before, and that is a doll review. Of course, doll reviews are staples of doll YouTube, just the doll community in general. So why not jump into the trend with a new doll that had just come out a few months ago? And the doll that I'm going to be reviewing in today's video is the hashtag Licca-Jenny doll by Takara. For those who are not super familiar with who this is, who Jenny is, she is a Japanese fashion doll that was originally launched back in the early 80s by Takara, and she was originally released as a partnership between Takara, now known as Takara Tomy, and Mattel. This doll was originally known as Takara Barbie. Basically, Mattel was struggling to release and kind of capture the Japanese market with Barbie at the time, and of course, the traditional Barbie dolls that we know, you know, the all-American blonde with the bright blue eyes and, you know, the all-American features, it wasn't really doing really well in Japan. So Jenny, also known as Takara Barbie, was actually one of their many attempts to hit the Japanese market, and I believe it was probably their most successful, at least at the time. So I'm guessing Mattel enlisted Takara to redesign Barbie, hence why Barbie, or Jenny, obviously looks like this. But after their partnership with Takara ended around 1986 or 1987, I don't remember, Takara Barbie would ultimately be rebranded as Jenny. Mattel would ultimately partner with Bandai to produce a new set of Barbie dolls, and these ones are often known as the Maba Barbies, considering that was actually the partnership name that both Mattel and Bandai went with. And these dolls actually lasted up until maybe the early 90s. There was a lawsuit between Mattel and Takara at the time because of how similar both the Maba Barbies and Jenny looked at the time, which, yeah, if you look at both of them, they do look pretty identical. That happened, and then Mattel would obviously relaunch Barbie again with her original design. The video's not about Barbie, it's about Jenny. After that whole fiasco with Mattel, Jenny would actually continue to be released up until maybe the mid-2010s. I don't know exactly the final Jenny doll that was ever released, but I do know Jenny stopped being in production around 2014. And I think that's largely because Jenny wasn't really the most popular fashion doll in Japan at the time. Of course, that honor goes to Takara's other doll brand, Licca-Chan, who's been around much longer, and I would say is probably the #1 Japanese fashion doll of all time, really. Which kind of sucks because I do really like Jenny. I've seen a lot of the Jenny dolls, on the secondhand market and kind of just all around Google and everything, and honestly, they're really cute. Like, I love the designs, I love the mature fashion that these dolls come with, and I just love the overall look of the Jenny dolls, if that makes sense. The only way I believe you could have gotten Jenny dolls a little while ago was at the Licca Castle in Japan, because they do have this little store where you can actually build your own doll. So it has like a bunch of like naked dolls and like baggies along with clothes and shoes and accessories. And I believe they did have some unique Jenny dolls that were exclusive to that location. I don't know if they stopped selling them up into 2014 or if they still continue to sell after 2014. I don't exactly know because, again, this is my first time really diving deep into Jenny. My main introduction to Jenny was Have You Heard? They did a fantastic video about Licca-Chan and also the history of Barbie in Japan. If you want to check those videos out, I'll try to put them in the description. But recently, as of last year, Takara announced that they would be bringing Jenny back as a character, a part of the hashtag Licca line. So for those who don't know, hashtag Licca, or Licca-17, is actually a spin-off of the main Licca-Chan doll line that came out around 2020. Basically, the original Licca-Chan, who's around middle school aged. I don't remember how old she is exactly. I think she's 11 or 12. Correct me if I'm wrong. This line reimagines her as a 17-year-old influencer in Japan. They basically kind of have this whole marketing where, as you can tell from Jenny's box, they have like little pictures of them on the box that kind of resembles Instagram posts. And of course, the whole hashtag thing is obviously very social media influenced. And plus, these dolls have more mature fashions that are kind of akin to like Japanese streetwear. So they announced that Jenny would actually be a new character, a part of the lineup, and this is her doll. She came out in August of last year. I'm not exactly sure how much she costs in Japanese yen, so I'll put it on the screen right now. But I actually bought this doll not from Japan, but I actually bought her from a eBay seller in Hong Kong for about like 50 to like 60 something dollars. Again, a little pricey because again, this doll is from Asia, but definitely worth the price because I would have tried to buy her off like Amazon Japan, but unfortunately I couldn't really figure it out. So I just resorted to eBay and I just bought her, and well, here she is. Here's her little packaging. But anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's just move on to Jenny's box. So here is Jenny's box. Basically, it doesn't have a window display where you can't really see the doll. I know some of the early hashtag Licas had like a little Velcro, like a piece of Velcro where you could like open it and then you could look at a doll. For some reason, this doll doesn't, so I'm not exactly sure if that's like a budget cut or something. I don't know. But anyways, here is a picture of Jenny. We have Jenny's name written up here. We have the hashtag Licca logo here. We also have Takara Tomi's logo. And then we have some pictures of Jenny, again, kind of resembling Instagram posts. Hashtag Jenny. And then here's the side. We have another picture of Jenny. And then the other side, which also features this QR code. I'm going to test that out maybe after this video because I'm really curious to know what that is. Oh, hey guys. So sorry for this abrupt change in format. I actually just tested out the QR code after I was done recording this video. My dumbass decided to throw away Jenny's box after I was done reviewing the doll, so I wasn't really able to scan her box like that. Big L on my part. But thankfully, with the footage that I have from this review, I was able to scan the QR code, and lo and behold, it leads to the official Licca17 Instagram page. Which, I'm gonna be honest and say, I was either expecting that or the official Licca-Chan website, but for those that don't really want to scan the QR code or just want to follow the Instagram page, here it is. It's Licca_17 on Instagram, so if you want to follow that, you can. But if not, no pressure. Anyways, back to the video. And then here is the back. Let me get a better look at this. So we have a bunch of stuff going on here. So we have Fashion Point. We have Jenny's profile, which again is meant to resemble kind of like an Instagram page. We have Fitting Image, which is kind of a comparison between the original Licca-Chan and the hashtag Liccas. We have Jenny herself and all the stuff that she comes with. We have the 3 characters in the hashtag Licca lineup. So we have Licca, Jenny, and then Yui Yui. Is it Yui Yui? I hope I'm saying that name right. She's Licca's best friend, and then there's Licca right there. And then here's another picture of Licca and Yui Yui obsessing over Jenny, as they should. And then we have a bunch of warnings, and then we have just like a bunch of other stuff written in Japanese. And then here's the bottom. We have the QR code. I think that's the contents. I think that's what the doll comes with. And yeah, that's Jenny's box. So without further ado, let's take her out of the box. I already opened this doll just to see how she would look. Because again, I was really curious to know what she looks like. And there she is. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. But yeah, there's Jenny in her box. All sealed. All taped up. So I'm just gonna actually cut this all off and I will be right back. Okay, so here is Jenny out of her box. She just only has her clothes on. She doesn't have any of her shoes or accessories on at the moment. And I'm gonna actually get into that in a second. But first, I actually wanna show off these stands that these dolls come with because I'm very much aware that collectors are not particularly a big fan of these stands. And honestly, judging by my own experience, yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. So as you can tell, even if I try to like do my best to get her on her stand, she just pretty much topples. It's very lightweight. It doesn't really support her very well. And I think combining somewhat of like a cheap kind of plastic with like the hollow legs that these dolls have, unfortunately, it's not good. So yeah, the stands, Not great. I don't personally recommend them. I do appreciate the thought, but I personally don't like them. But it's not that much of a loss because I already have a stand for her, so I'm just going to put her in that. But aside from the doll, she also comes with some accessories, some of which I will show later. So we have her shoes, we have her little accessories, we have her headband and the extra top that she comes with, and a sticker sheet and a little magazine, which I'll get into detail more. But I'm going to put her accessories and her shoes on, so I'll be right back real quick. Here is Jenny in her full glory out of her box with all of her accessories and shoes on. So let's get started with the base doll herself. So in terms of Jenny base-wise, not out of the ordinary when it comes to a traditional Jenny doll, at least in terms of the face and its screening. Very cute, again, very youthful, very much what you would expect from a Japanese fashion doll. She has pale skin, she has brown eyes, she has very minimal makeup, probably barely any makeup. She does have like a slight, if I can move onto the screen, like a slight peachy kind of eyeshadow going on, and also some pink lips. But yeah, and then in terms of her hair, Jenny has a straight blonde hair, and it's mostly blonde, but there's also hints of like blue underneath it. And she also has, I believe these are curtain bangs, but I love her hair. It's so soft, it's so silky, it's saran, and honestly, I love it. It's really, really nice hair. It doesn't even feel like it really needs to be done. I mean, I'm probably still gonna like wash her and everything, but like even then, look at this. Like, look how silky straight this hair is. And plus, I've been kind of getting a little sick and tired of like many dolls like having like nylon and like polypropylene and everything. I know Mattel still uses saran, but like this is kind of a breath of fresh air if you ask me. I mean, it's not filled with any product. It does have like a slight waxiness to it, but then again, saran usually does, so but even then I still love it. It's like a major highlight for me. In terms of her other accessories, she has a black headband with a purple faux gem on it, which even though it's fully plastic, the actual gem is like sewed on for some reason, which is interesting. And then she also has purple star earrings, which are very cute. Again, they're kind of a different shade of purple. They're kind of more like a lavender, and then the headband is more like a deep purple. But now moving on to Jenny's outfit. So let me try to zoom in a bit. Her top is, I would say, this mostly black, kind of silky, tubeless top, I would say, with a little bit of like a ruffle on the bottom. And then combining that, she has a blue kind of peasant top, which is made out of like a fishnet material. And then tying that all together, she has a purple ribbon with a small little white faux gem. I would say in terms of the material for basically all of this, it does feel slightly cheap. Like, it kind of does feel like a slight like polyester material. But I don't think it's like poorly constructed. It is actually very well constructed. But it does feel slightly plasticky. But it's not bad. I do think it's like a cute piece. I personally would have went without the blue mesh, but again, it's not that terrible. And then moving on to Jenny's skirt. Jenny has a purple and blue houndstooth mini skirt and some black lace trim on the bottom. Again, does kind of feel a little plasticky, does feel a little polyester-esque, but not bad. Again, kind of not usually what I would expect for like a Japanese fashion doll, but honestly, I'm not really mad at the quality so far. And then in terms of other accessories, Jenny has this purple handbag with kind of a clear plastic strap that's kind of, there we go, there's what it looks like. I did actually try to take off the plastic straps, but I couldn't really get them off, so I probably would advise against it if you wanted to get this doll for yourself. I believe there was another hashtag Licca doll with kind of that same purse, but maybe in a different color. I could be wrong. She also has a purple ring, which is basically the same mold as her earrings, so nothing too crazy about that. And then in terms of her shoes, which I absolutely love, she has these purple platform heels, which I love. They look so, I'm so sorry, excuse my French. They are very cunty. They're honestly, like, they're an amazing mold. I don't exactly know if these are just exclusive to Jenny or if this was used for another doll, but I love them. They are somewhat of a translucity material, but even then they have like glitter encrusted in them and like they're really cute. I do kind of wish there was more detailing in them, but otherwise I think this is like a great piece, and I think probably my favorite like clothing piece out of everything from this doll. In terms of other accessories that Jenny comes with, she also comes with these pair of black sunglasses, which I'm going to try on right now. There we go. Okay, they're a little crooked, which I think is probably because of the headband, so I'm going to try to... Okay, there we go. That's what she looks like with these shades. They look really nice on her. But I'm probably not going to keep them on display since I kind of prefer her with the headbands, but... it's an option in case if you do want to get this doll and kind of style her on your own. Jenny also comes with a white t-shirt with the words Love Jenny on it with like this little heart design on it. It's pink and it's purple. It's kind of also like a dark red. I believe this is a reference to a Jenny line released in 2010. I could be wrong on this fact, so correct me in the comments if that happens to be false. Okay, so here is what Jenny looks like with her Love Jenny t-shirt on. It fits her pretty well. It actually looks really cute. Probably doesn't really look cohesive with the rest of this look, but I think as like a nice little like piece, I think it's really cute and I do really like it, so I can't really complain. And the final things that Jenny comes with are the sticker sheets and the magazine, so I'm gonna open this real quick. So they come in this little plastic bag. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here is the sticker sheet. Again, we have pictures of Jenny. We also have pictures of one of the hashtag Licas. We also have a picture of Yui Yui. Again, it's really cute. And these are actual stickers, but I'm not actually going to use them as stickers, so there's that. And then the other piece, which I'm actually really excited for, is her little Jenny Style magazine. So... unlike many dolls that have like magazines like this is actually like a full-on like magazine. Like usually dolls would just, this would be made out of cardboard and it would just have the front, the back, and then absolutely nothing inside. But this is the exception for Jenny. So we have a bunch of pictures of different Jenny dolls, probably from like different eras. And then we have a Who's Jenny, little bio about her. So name, Jenny. Her birthday is August 1st. Her age, she's 17. She's from LA, which is interesting. And then she is a fashion model. So again, very reminiscent of what Mattel used to market Barbie as. Like she used to be like the teenage fashion model, but of course she's not like that anymore. But anyways, here is Jenny's little magazine. I think this is, again, super cute. So my overall thoughts on Jenny is that I really enjoy this doll. I think she is a great addition to my collection. And as someone that has never collected fashion dolls from Japan before, I think Jenny was definitely a great kind of first impression, or at least like a first exposure to Japanese fashion dolls. And because of how much I was really impressed by her, I might buy more from not only the Jenny line, but also just the hashtag Licca line in general. I think the quality is pretty solid for the most part. I think the doll herself, like base-wise, is super pretty. I think design-wise, she's really well done. And I think overall, like with the amount of stuff she comes with, I know that earlier hashtag Licas had more stuff, but even then that doesn't really hamper my opinion on her. I think she's a great doll, and I think for anyone that wants to start collecting Jenny dolls, or at least a Japanese fashion doll in particular, I would definitely recommend getting Jenny. Now, if you're able to work with Amazon Japan, or at least like any Japanese website, then go right at it. But if you can't really find her, I guess maybe buy her off eBay, or at least anyone that is selling her from Japan or anywhere in Asia. It just really depends on the price because sometimes these dolls do go for quite a bit, and I think that's only because of overseas shipping and just conversion. My only real critique with Jenny is mostly just, I think, the outfit. Again, it does feel slightly cheap, but it's not that bad. It doesn't bother me that much. But I will say one thing that I did forget to mention with this doll is her articulation, which I'm not really super crazy about. So she just kind of has just the normal like head articulation. Her arms only go up and down, but she does have wires. So you can kind of like bend them and kind of just like pose her, which I think is nice. The real problem is with the legs. For some reason, the legs are very reminiscent to me of like a Barbie fashionista, where they're basically kind of stuck in one position. So one leg is kind of bent like this and the other is straight. And they're very hollow. They're like a hollow plastic, which I'm not exactly sure why Takara went with that design choice. I personally think it kind of cheapens the dolls a bit. I don't know why they couldn't have just went with like a bend and snap or kind of like a wired knee, kind of similar to the arms, but otherwise, I think this doll is great, and I definitely highly recommend it for anyone that is interested in this doll. So yeah, she's fantastic. And since this is the first Jenny doll that Takara has released in over 10 years, I honestly think as a way to come back, I think they came back really strong with her. So hopefully in the future that Takara will release more Jenny dolls, like maybe not just in the hashtag Licca line, but just Jenny dolls in general. Again, maybe if the demand is high, maybe we might get more, but I really hope that we do because I really love this doll and I really wish that they would release more because I'm in desperate need of Jenny dolls and I don't feel like getting any of the older ones for like $100-something online or more. Like the prices for the older Jenny dolls are terrible. So hopefully we'll get more Jenny dolls in the future, but enough of me rambling. That's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this review of Miss Jenny. If you want me to review more dolls, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to suggest me any future videos for like any video essays that I'll make in the future, also let me know in the comments. But yeah, follow me on social media. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!